Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good. Um, Guys, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Um, and yeah, let's get into the video. So, guys, you know what? David Benavidez, I believe, has called out Demetrius Andrade. Before I get into it, I want to address a point one of my subscribers made. He said, Imran, why don't you invest and get a proper setup? You know, in a microphone and stuff. I've got all of that stuff. I've got a microphone. I've got a setup. The only problem is that I get lazy, and it probably would help me grow. But sometimes I do a lot of videos in my car. Sometimes I'm out. And I feel like I don't want to be restricted to one single area where I do my videos, especially with the amount of videos that I do and the fact that I'm quite busy. It sometimes becomes difficult to do videos from a certain place because I'm not always at home. Hence why sometimes you'll see my videos in my car. Sometimes I do it outside, depending on when I can get some time. And most importantly, sometimes I just want to be relaxed and just talk about boxing. I feel like a lot of my subscribers, I think it was Hero Ramirez. I think it was Hero Ramirez. I think it was yourself, one of the subscribers, I think, that follows me and watches me and comments on my video. I really appreciate the feedback. I appreciate any of you that want to give me feedback. I love it. Because it really helps me grow. It helps me think what other people think and what I need to do to keep improving. So yeah, thank you for your feedback. I really appreciate if any of you have got anything that you want to give me feedback on about my channel, what you think, just please. I love that sort of stuff because it tells me what I need to do. I have got a setup, you know, but sometimes I just get lazy. Sometimes, you know, I'm out and about. I don't want to be stuck in one place. But, you know, who knows? If my YouTube channel grows to a point, then I may think, you know what? I may have to, even if, you know, if I'm lazy or whatever, I may have to, you know, and I potentially could now. You know, if you guys feel that, you know, you prefer, like, you don't care and you like it the way it is now and you don't really care where I sit or where I do my videos, then let me know. If you feel that, you know what, I should get a bit more of a professional setup, then let me know. Because I did actually do a setup. But it's just like, you know what? I'm lazy at times. And I just like to be chilled and just talk boxing and just from anywhere really. You know, even my live streams, I do it from the same position. So yeah, sometimes I'll go downstairs, sometimes I'll go in like my kitchen area, sometimes I'll do it in my car, sometimes I'll do it at work. Like I just do it wherever, because for me it's more important just talking about boxing. But I get it, some people, everyone's different. Some people like a better viewing experience. They feel that will help, and I definitely think it would. I was initially thinking of doing a background, but the thing is, with those things, they take ages. And I just want to do a video, talk about it and get it up there. But again, you know, like I said, let me know what you think. Let me know what you guys feel. And I can obviously, you know, look at the feedback, look at what you guys are saying, and then do it accordingly. But thanks for the feedback. I really appreciate it. If anyone else has got any feedback, let me know. But I have got a mic. I've got all of that. So yeah, it's just about being disciplined, doing it from one area and being static to one particular position. You know, but yeah, let me know, guys. Let me know. I'd love to know your thoughts. But yeah, getting into the video now. David Benavidez calling out Demetrius Andrade. Look, these are two guys that feel that Canelo Alvarez is ducking them. These are two guys that feel that Canelo Alvarez doesn't want anything to do with them. Fight each other. Demetrius Andrade, look, I don't want to hear with Demetrius Andrade's career so far. I don't want to hear, well, what does Benavidez fight do for me? Because Benavidez is also considered a big name now. He's considered a guy that's a big star. For me, look, even Rob Tebbett from Boxing Social pointed out that maybe Demetrius Andrade can go and fight Bivol, right? He said he could go up, and Bivol's not a very big 175. That, for me, if I was Andrade, I'd be pushed. And it's an easier fight to make, by the way. It's an easier fight to make. And by the way, this is only if Andrade can't get Charlo or the other Golovkin. Then he should definitely move up and fight Benavidez, because Benavidez would be a credible win. And I'm not saying he beats Benavidez, because that would be a hard fight for Andrade. But Bivol would be more, for me, more enticing, because Bivol's a champion at 175. So if Andrade really believes in himself, and Andrade really believes he is what he says to everyone, and he believes in himself, then there's no reason why he can't go up and fight Dimitri Bivol. You know, that's what I think. But the Benavidez fight and Benavidez calling out Andrade, that would definitely, for me, be a great fight. That would be something that I would be interested in. And to be honest with you, I think it's a very, very interesting fight, because Benavidez is a guy that comes forward. Demetrius Andrade is very fast, and he's a better boxer than David Benavidez. But Benavidez has got very fast hands, and he walks you down. And I don't know whether Andrade would have the power to hurt Benavidez. Possibly, who knows? But Andrade has got a big frame. He is a big guy. Like someone said to me the other day, well, what makes you think that Andrade is, Andrade, just because a guy's tall doesn't mean he's... Yeah, I never ever said that. Andrade's got a big frame, though. Andrade's a big guy. Look at the size of him compared to Quigley. He looked like a monster in comparison to Quigley. Andrade's a big guy. Huge shoulders, huge frame, tall, long. He's got crazy long arms, man. He's a bit like Crawford. Huge, like long arms. So like I said, I think him and Bivol would be a very, very fascinating fight if... Andrade is what, he believes he is and what people say he is. I believe that would be a very interesting fight. The Benavidez fight is a mouth-watering fight, because you've got two different styles. You've got one guy is comes forward, defensively not great, but he let his hands go and he's very fast. And you got a guy on Andrade. I won't call him a slickster, because he gets hit too much for being a slickster, but he's fast. He's got great movement. He's awkward, so it makes it a very interesting fight, and it makes it... for me, a fascinating fight, and a fight that I would be really interested in. So, yeah, I would love to see Demetrius Andrade v. David Benavidez. I think they need to forget Canelo and need to fight each other. That's what I think. Benavidez and Andrade need to forget Canelo Alvarez and fight each other. They need to. That would be a huge fight. It'd be a huge fight. I like that fight. I do like that fight. I do like that fight a lot. A lot. Also, I want to give a shout out to Lee Wright, who's one of my subscribers. Lee Wright has also talked about Chris Eubank. Lee Wright said to me that, Imran, what do you think about a Chris Eubank fight? That fight doesn't really do a lot for me. The Chris Eubank fight, because I feel like Demetrius Andrade would be fighting somebody, although Eubank's got a bigger profile and Eubank's a big name and Eubank's somebody, that he's exciting, he's exciting, he's a big name, he has a bit of a following. I feel like that's a step back for Demetrius Andrade. I feel like Andrade needs to take a step up now. He needs to fight a Bivol, a Benavidez, a Charlo, a Golovkin. That's the kind of level that Andrade needs to fight. Eubank, for me, yeah, he's better than Quigley. He's going to fight Liam Williams. I think that fight's been cancelled. But for me, Eubank's a step back. I don't really feel that Eubank really does anything. If Andrade beats Eubank, well... he should be beating Eubank. It's not a fight which really interests me. But if I was to break that fight down, I think Andrade has a completely horrible style for Eubank. I think Andrade is all wrong. I think Andrade's style is completely wrong for Eubank. Eubank hates movers. For me, Eubank, I know, Ali, you said that Eubank would get KO'd. Possibly. I don't see a KO. I think Andrade would outbox him and win a landslide in a points decision, because the thing is with Eubank, he's not even a big puncher. So I think Andrade would totally outclass Eubank and win a landslide points decision. It's not a fight that really, if I was Eubank and his team, it's not a fight that I would be looking for. Although it's a world title fight, I think styles make fight, and stylistically, I think Andrade's all wrong. However, if I was Eubank, I'd be looking more at a Charlo fight. I think that fight makes sense, and they were originally gonna fight. That's why I don't understand why that fight fell through. You know, Charlo and Eubank were going to fight, and I think stylistically that favors Eubank more. I think Andrade would be all wrong for Chris Eubank. I think styles make fights, and I think stylistically Andrade is all wrong for Chris Eubank. So yeah, Lee, I don't really feel that Eubank stands a good chance against Andrade, and I personally think it would be a step back. It'd be a step back. Yeah, I think it's a step back for Andrade. I think Andrade now needs to fight champions. He needs to fight Benavidez. He needs to fight Bivol. He needs to fight Charlo, Golovkin, Murat. Like, he needs to fight guys that are champions. You know, he needs to, you know, for me, try to start adding names to his resume, because his resume is fairly poor. He's a good fighter, he's a skilled fighter, but at the end of the day, you know, there's no fight that we really look at of Andrade's career and think, wow, he fought that guy. He hasn't, like, you can argue he hasn't fought a world-class fighter yet. So he needs to really start looking and getting these fights. And listen, he may have to make, you know, move up drastically. He may have to move to light heavyweight. You know, sometimes in life, if you're not getting the opportunities, you have to take a risk. You know, Andrade is in a position now where he can keep doing what he's doing, keep defending his belts against guys that are not top tier, or he can decide, you know what, it's time for me to be great. It's time for me to, time for me to dare to be great. You know, and a Bivol fight would be doing exactly that. If Andrade believes in himself, and Andrade believes he's as good as he says he is, and he believes he's as good as what he tells us, then for me, the Bivol fight makes a lot of sense. The Bivol fight makes a lot of sense, you know, and Benavidez as well. Why isn't Benavidez moving up and fighting Beterbiev? You know, these guys need to move up, and because what you got to understand is those guys like Beterbiev and Bivol, they need challenges. They'll take those fights in a heartbeat. They're not like Canelo. Canelo has got so many different options. Canelo has got so many things on his plate. Canelo is trying to add to his legacy. Canelo can do what he wants. Those guys can't do that because they're not anywhere near commercially as big as Canelo. So those guys will for me, Bivol would snap up a fight with Andrade. You know, Eubank would fight Andrade because Eubank knows that that's a big fight. And listen, maybe Eubank and Andrade, maybe Andrade would love that fight because maybe financially it's a big fight. Especially if Andrade comes to the UK, maybe a Eubank fight financially makes a lot of sense for Andrade. But I don't think it does anything for him in terms of him winning a meaningful fight, because there's a lot of people that don't even think Chris Eubank is world class. So that's the point I'm trying to make. But financially, if that fight happens in the UK, maybe it could do, you know, maybe it could do, you know, the O2, or maybe it could do 30,000. Who knows? You know, I'm not sure because Andrade's not a huge name and Eubank hasn't exactly sold out arenas or sold out, you know, small stadiums before. So, you know, there's no real track record. But I definitely think that, you know, that fight could be sold and they could make some money there. So Andrade may be interested in that fight. But like I said, I just think that Andrade now needs to push on. He needs to go for those big fights because, like I said, he's getting older. I've said this previously, and we don't know what's left of Andrade. You know, he's been around for a very long time, and it's going to come to a point where, you know, he's going to be on the slide if he's not already on the slide. So, yeah. Leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think. Demetrius, Andrade, and David Benavidez. Leave your thoughts. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.